Klis.
Love that guy.
Talking with us as he does at
Yeah.
1:15 every Thursday. Our 9 News Broncos Insider is brought to you by Fitness Gallery, and Mike is with us on the Johnson Auto Plaza hotline. Mike, we always appreciate your time, and I want to start with what I read, your piece about Sean finding the right running back. So they have 7 picks. Are you saying running backs plural, like with a Z on the end of that thing, Mike? Is he looking for the right running back or backs, multiple?
I think they do need probably a veteran. This would be a free agent, a veteran-type running back with proven pass protection, because your rookie, your first-round rookie, is not going to be good at pass pro necessarily because he's a rookie and he doesn't know what to do. And
Right.
it's easy for defensive coordinators and blitzers and to confuse a rookie as far as where the pressure is coming from. So I think I do think, Jaleel, I think knows how to pass protect, but he's light when he's in there, they're going to go after him because there's not much. I mean, he can't really stop a on rushing, charging linebacker.
Right.
And then you have Audric Estime, who was a rookie last year, played very little. And I think one reason why he played very little is because of the pass protection that I'm talking about. So I do think they need a veteran like that to put in the room. But other than that, guys, they do need that 1A running back. They need a rusher. They need a good one. And this draft is loaded with running backs. The Cecil Lammy guys that we respect that follow these drafts, they're saying there's up to
31
dozen plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 dozen plus that are going to be able to play in the NFL. And the Broncos have to get the right one for Sean Payton's system. And there's about probably 3 or 4 worthy of that number 20 pick. Maybe you can expand that to 5, 6. It kind of depends on your flavor after Gente with Boise State. After him, there seems to be a lot of discussion on who the second best back is. And that's for Sean Payton to decide. He picked the right quarterback last year, as he said he would. Now he has to pick the right running back this year.
To go with his young quarterback. Now, Mike, I love you and appreciate you because you're like a bloodhound. And we were talking yesterday because George Payton and Sean Payton were not seen at Ohio State's Pro Day. George Payton and Sean Payton were not seen at Boise State's Pro Day yesterday. So I was like, where's Mike Klis? He's got to be in a dumpster at Centennial. I need to know where these guys are at or where they're not at. So, Mike, I'm going to ask you an unfair question, but I appreciate you. So it's merely this. Where is Sean Payton? Where is George Payton? And why wouldn't you be at the Ohio State Pro Day where they have 2 running backs and then the Boise State Pro Day? And Sean, to my question to Ashton Jeanty at the Combine, Sean wasn't in the private meeting with Ashton Jeanty at the Combine. Why weren't they at Boise State's Pro Day?
Sean Payton is treating the running back. He's got to find a running back like he found the quarterback, but he's not going with the same process. He's going more on tape. He's going more on he is a well-connected head coach. I mean, he talks to everyone in the league.
Right.
And he's got connections in college, so I think he's getting the background on these guys, via the phone, and he watches tape. I think running backs is more about tape. Quarterback is something that he felt like he had to have the feel. He had to see them with his own 2 eyes. I took note of that too. He's clearly treating the running back different than the quarterback, and possibly one reason is, they're picking number 20, so they really want to make sure that they don't tip off who they like. Like, I'll be interested to see. They had in Judkins from Ohio State on a top 30 visit.
Yep.
They had Geddens from Kansas State in on a top 30 visit, and I'll be interested to see if those are one of those 2 guys and whoever else they might bring in. It's still early in the visit process. I'll be interested to see who they whether they select one of the guys they visit with at team headquarters, or if that's a smoke screen and they brought in Judkins. Does that mean they like
Henderson,
Travion Henderson? The other guy from Ohio State. and who to me makes a little more sense because he's more of a pass catcher. And you would think that Sean Payton wants the Joker type running back to go with the Joker type tight end he picked up in Ingram. So, but I don't know. He's had he's in his time with the Saints, he picked 3 running backs in the first 3 rounds. One of them, Mark Ingram, who was late in the first, I think the 28th overall pick. He was a pure rusher. Not much. He can catch the screen, but he was more of a between the tackle, pure running back. Kamara was the dual threat. Who catches, who was a receiver almost more than he was a runner. Good runner too, but he was the dual threat. And Reggie Bush, from going back to 2006, was a dual threat. Probably did more damage in the passing game than he did in the running game. So he's gone both ways, and it'll be interesting to see what he's got up his sleeve right now. And, if it's not in the first round, then by gosh, he's got to get that guy in the second round. And maybe they like a guy who, that no one has in the first round. They know he's not going in the first round, but by gosh, they love this guy and they're going to get him in the second round. And so whoever it is, they're zeroing in. I know they're all in this week, the coaches as well as the personnel people, and they're really zeroing in on the draft right now. They got 4 weeks to go.
Talking with our buddy Mike Klis with us on the Johnson Auto Plaza hotline. Klis, we heard that Adam Schefter had the report, or at least said the words on ESPN, that the Broncos, he called it checked in on Stephon Diggs. Cecil and I kind of looked at that of like, all right, checking in is fine. Was the check-in like, hey, that's the price? All right, see you later. What's the check-in mean as far as Stephon Diggs goes?
Yeah, first of all, it's kind of frustrating when these reports come out. Because I'm telling you guys, if someone's available, George Payton calls the GM of that team,
okay.
Yep.
and says, what will it take? And then they, you know what I mean? And then he'll confer with Sean, and he'll confer with Rich Hurtado, their salary cap guy and a negotiator, and whoever else. Greg Penner's usually involved, at least knows. He's in communication, who they like. And then sometimes it dies there. And my guess is, like with Cooper Kupp, they had interest early in Cooper Kupp. Then they heard what the price was, and they never got back to him. They never engaged. So George Payton does, and you should, as a general manager, you should make a call on everyone who's available, just in case. And, sometimes it's not price tag. Sometimes it's a trade. It'll take a first-round pick. Okay, thanks very much. You hang up the phone, and that's it. That's the end of it.
Right.
And with Stephon Diggs, pretty much the same thing. There was little to limited to no interest there.
Okay, good. That's what we were hoping you told us. Swiping some sweat off the brow. Yeah. Mike, always great stuff, man. We appreciate you making time for us. Safe travels to owners' meetings, and we'll figure out what you learned at those meetings when we check in with you next week.
All right. Cecil, you going?
Yeah, something came up, so I will not be in attendance, so just tell Greg I said hi.
I'll do that.
And
Thanks,
what,
Klis.
Mike, we'll also, next time we see you, we still got that gift for you.
Oh, so we got a great gift for you.
We kind of wanted it to be at the owners' meetings, but we'll save it.
We'll figure it out. We'll get it to you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
There he goes. Mike Klis at Mike Klis 9 News on the Twitter machine. And Mike Klis is brought to you by Fitness